Hi, this is Mark from LongIslandWatch.com, and today I'd like to give you a brief overview of Graf Zeppelin watches. Now, of course, when we hear the term Zeppelin, we think airship, blimp, etc., and that is where the line's name comes from. The logo is a giant airship. It's paying tribute to Count Zeppelin, who is the inventor of the airship, and he gave it his own name, the Zeppelin. So it's really paying homage to the father of civil aviation. And as such, the packaging of the watches kind of echoes that as well. Graf Zeppelin watches come to us from Germany. They are manufactured in Germany. The dials say made in Germany. So it's a true German manufactured watch. There are many different styles, quartz, automatic, but all of them are kind of a fancy vintage, if you will. Case sizes, more of a modern feel, and case size is starting at around 40-41 millimeter. But all of them, really are fairly dressy watches. They make a couple of sports, but most of them are dress. So we'll dive in. We can take a look at each one. I'll do a brief overview of each model and try to give you an idea of what the line is all about. So we're going to start with the most popular one that we sell. It would be this LZ129 automatic, and for good reason. It's a beautiful watch. This is model number 7060-4. It comes in a stark white version and also a maroon version. It's beautifully done. Excellent case. It's got a acrylic or a Hesalite crystal. It's powered by a Miyota 9000 series automatic movement. Zeppelin marking on the crown, and just very well done. So what you're looking at here is you're looking at obviously regular time is displayed by the hour, minute, and seconds hands. You have 24-hour time, which is slave to the hour hand on the dial, and then at the top here you have this power reserve meter. So as you wind the watch, you can see that meter go up all the way towards 40, and on a full charge this will run about 40 hours, almost 2 days. Comes on a gorgeous brown leather strap. And something that I really enjoy about the brand is that they don't cheap out on the straps either. I mean, it's excellent quality calfskin. We would call it, leather here. But just a very well executed watch. You can see why it is one of the continuous bestsellers that we have by the brand. And this retails for around $500 US. Now, sticking to the same case design and similar size, 41 millimeter and about 11 millimeters thick, is this quartz powered model. Similar hands, similar dial, the typefaces are the same, but here they've gone with this awesome blue color, which is just gorgeous. It really is nice. Has no pattern to it. It's just this shiny blue, and the way the acrylic crystal plays with it, it really does a nice job. Again, you can see it's the same case, but now we're dealing with a Ronda Swiss-made quartz movement. So now you don't have a see-through display back. Zeppelin signed crown on this extremely dark blue leather strap. This watch also comes in white and black. I just think the blue, though, man, that blue is gorgeous. I love blue watches. My Orient Sun and Moon is blue. My Squally is blue. This blue is awesome. Next is this Graf Zeppelin Moonphase watch, also quartz driven with a Swiss-made Ronda movement. But now this adds a lot of different features to it. First thing you can see, obviously, is the silver dial. How it's in that sunburst pattern. It really catches the light. It's in the gold case. This does come in a couple of different varieties. This is the two-tone version. It's model number 7038-1. I like how they sign that crown every single time. They don't miss a beat. It's on the beautiful strap. Again, these nice straps. No cheap strap here. Matching gold buckle. So the features of the watch. The watch obviously tells the time, but then it's got a couple other things that it does. Over here on the right, you have the date, which is on this subdial. So it goes from 1 to 31. On the left subdial, you have day of the week. And then all the way over here, this little half moon indicator on the right, on the left, it's pointing at the 12, right there. That is the number week of the year. 52 weeks in a year, so it makes a complete counterclockwise circle, ending up at 52 all the way at the top. You can see it there. So it shows you how far along in the year you are. And then probably most interesting is the Moonphase indicator. What this does, if you're not familiar with the Moonphase indicator, is it tells you what the phase of the moon currently is in your location. So you set it once, and then generally you don't have to set it again. There may be a correction necessary far off in the future, but this is a quartz watch, so there's usually no corrections for the moon phase. And that's just a really nifty feature. You don't see a lot of watches that have that. The moon phase does repeat itself every 29.5 days, which doesn't divide equally in the beats of a second of an automatic watch, which is why moon phases on automatics, if it has them, they generally have to be adjusted once a year or so, because they start to really drift off scale. Something that is interesting that I just noticed as I'm looking at it, you can see the seconds hand really hits those ticks on the chapter ring of the dial. Nice, good alignment. Yeah, another gorgeous piece, dress piece. None of these pieces I've shown you so far have any loom. That's not what they're about. It's a dress watch. It's not supposed to be a sports watch or something you can read at night. It's just supposed to be something you wear a night out on the town. You feel good in it. It looks good. Another great seller is this dual time watch. Again, it's a quartz Swiss Ronde made, and it tells the time, the date, and then it's got a little 24-hour hand right here, which rotates once per day, and you can set that to whatever time you wish. So this is a dual time watch, a true dual time watch. This is model number 7644. This is a -5. They also make a -1, which is white. They make a black. -5 is the most popular version. It's got this, I don't want to say cream, but it's not really cream dial. It's more of this off-white, kind of ivory. It's very vintage, very warm. It's got a nice mineral crystal. Gorgeous case work. Look at the case. And it's very tough to appreciate these things without holding them in your hand. But you can see the case and what goes into it. It's a multi-piece case. Screw down case back. Nicely done crown. It's on a brown leather strap with white stitching. Sign buckle. And now we've come down in price. The other two quartzes that I showed you are in the, the Moonphase was in the $300 to $400 range. The blue dial quartz was in the $200 to $300 range, and so is this one. Just simply captivating. It really is. This is a bit larger too, 42 millimeters now we're up to. The last one I want to show you is another dual time watch, again with a Swiss quartz Ronde movement. This is model 7640. They make a -1, a -2, a -4. Again, there's white dial, this kind of vintage dial, and they make a black dial. This is very similar to the other one in that it tells time in 2 different time zones. Your current one, which is by your main hands, and then a secondary time zone all the way down here. You set that with the main crown. With the secondary crown, which my thumb is on. So you set that whatever time you want, and then you'll have a 2 time zone watch. And then this also incorporates a big date display. So it's two separate windows showing you the date. It does include a tachometer scale all the way around the outside. It also includes a telemeter scale, which is something I've never actually used, and I can't say I've actually used the tachometer either. But it's good to know that it's there, I guess. I just think it just adds to the dial and makes the dial gorgeous. There's that made in Germany at the bottom. All the rest of them have had the same thing as well. This one incorporates more of a brigade style hand rather than a sword hand. This is part of their 100-year collection, which shows on the right side of the dial. And this is still at the larger 42, 43 millimeter, but with this gorgeous case. All Zeppelins come in a Zeppelin gift box. It's a standard watch box clamshell. But what's really cool is the warranty certificate. It's kind of this faux Zeppelin ticket. Front side has got, you know, a lot of German on it. If you want, you can read it. You can freeze frame and read. The back has your dealer's stamp on it. And then if you open it, if I try to open it, there we go. It's got the Zeppelin story in German and in English. And what I'll do is I'll hold it up to the camera. And again, if you want, you can freeze the video and you can read it. It tells the story of Count Zeppelin and the Graf Zeppelin line. Graf Zeppelin is manufactured by a company called Pointtec. Pointtec is a German company that also manufactures Junkers watches, which we also sell. Junkers are more of a true aviation styled watch, whereas these are more of a, I'll say, a vintage kind of fancy aviation watch. So definitely from two different sides of the camp. Anyway, this has been Mark from LongIslandWatch.com. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click the like button. If you have any questions or comments on Graf Zeppelin watches, please sound off below and I'll be sure to address them.